After Taurus teaches the soul how to stay, Gemini teaches the soul how to move. Not physically, but mentally. Gemini marks the moment when consciousness begins to ask questions. What is this? How does it work? Why are things different? In the zodiac, Gemini is the first air sign. Here, awareness shifts from survival and stability to curiosity and connection. This is not restlessness, it is the awakening of intelligence. The Gemini Sun represents a soul learning that life cannot be understood through one experience alone. It must be compared, communicated, and explored. Today, we explore Gemini not as distraction, but as the birth of the thinking mind. Gemini belongs to the element of air. Air does not hold shape, it moves between things. This is the essence of Gemini. It connects ideas, people, and experiences. A Gemini Sun soul is here to learn through contrast. This versus that. Before versus after. Me versus you. This is why Gemini energy thrives on conversation, learning, and variety. Stagnation dulls the mind. Movement sharpens it. In karmic terms, Gemini represents lifetimes where the soul now needs flexibility. Rigid belief systems no longer serve. The lesson is not certainty. The lesson is curiosity. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the planet of perception, learning, and communication. Mercury does not decide what is true, it gathers information. For a Gemini Sun, life itself becomes a classroom. Every interaction teaches something. Every experience adds data. This is why Gemini Suns often feel younger than their age. Their minds remain open, adaptable, and alert. Karmically, this suggests a soul learning not to cling to conclusions too early. Dogma limits growth here. Gemini teaches that intelligence is not knowing answers, but asking better questions. Every sun sign has a challenge. For Gemini, it is dispersion. When curiosity lacks direction, it becomes distraction. When movement lacks purpose, it becomes anxiety. A Gemini Sun may start many things, but finish few. Not from laziness, but from overstimulation. Karmically, this often reflects lifetimes of mental survival, where staying alert mattered more than staying grounded. The lesson is not to suppress curiosity, it is to focus it. Gemini does not need fewer ideas, it needs a container for them. Gemini learns identity through words. Conversation shapes self-understanding. Language becomes a mirror. This is why Gemini Suns often feel most alive when sharing ideas, teaching, writing, speaking, or learning. In karmic astrology, speech is never accidental. Words carry intention, memory, and impact. Gemini souls are learning responsibility and communication. What is said matters. What is left unsaid matters too. The growth of Gemini lies in conscious expression, not constant noise, but meaningful exchange. Gemini is symbolized by the twins. This is not split personality. It represents awareness of duality, light and shadow, agreement and disagreement, certainty and doubt. A Gemini Sun learns that truth often exists between extremes. This creates tolerance, but also indecision. Karmically, Gemini souls are learning to hold multiple perspectives without losing center. The challenge is not choosing sides too quickly. The challenge is choosing consciously. Gemini governs the nervous system, breath, and hands. This reflects how deeply the sign lives in the mind. When Gemini energy is balanced, curiosity feels light. When imbalanced, the mind becomes restless. Karmically, this teaches the soul that awareness must include the body. Thinking alone is not living. Breath grounds Gemini. Movement calms it. The soul learns that intelligence must be embodied, not just conceptual. Gemini gathers information. But growth comes when information becomes understanding. Not everything needs to be shared immediately. Some insights need digestion. The karmic evolution of Gemini is learning depth without losing lightness, focus without rigidity. This is where wisdom begins to emerge. Gemini suns adapt quickly because they are not attached to one identity. This is a gift. They survive change better than most signs. They translate between worlds. In karmic terms, Gemini souls often act as messengers, bridging gaps between people, ideas, and eras. Their presence brings movement where there was stagnation. A mature Gemini does not chase information, it curates it. The mind becomes a tool, not a master. This is when Gemini evolves from curiosity into intelligence, from talking into teaching, from movement into meaning. Karmically, this is the reward of many lifetimes of learning. Gemini teaches the soul that truth is not static, it evolves. The purpose is not to arrive, but to understand. When curiosity serves awareness, Gemini fulfills its role in the zodiac journey. Your Gemini Sun is not confusion. It is curiosity in motion. You are here to explore, connect, and understand, not to rush towards certainty. If this perspective helped you see Gemini differently, consider subscribing to Karmic Scripts. Liking the video helps this knowledge reach others on the same path. In the next video, we explore Cancer Sun, where the soul moves from thinking to feeling.